Hey everybody, it's your boy Personette back on another day with another Legacy Project Alumni.
Hello.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Imane.
We're going to ask Imane what her world is like. She graduated a couple of years ago. She was one of those students that graduated literally during the remote learning. She's a Delta, but this is like COVID is strong happening and we don't even know what's going to happen. So your whole senior year.
I was at home.
And half your junior year.
Yes, I remember the exact same day, what classroom I was in, who was around that day, what teachers we had that day. And then they were like, oh, we're going to come back.
Be back in a week.
We're going to be back in a week. It was like in March 13th, some shit around that day. And we were like, okay, we're going to be back in a week. And then a week turned into another week. And then it was just like 3 months of pure isolation. And then the summertime hit. And then afterwards, remote, right after that.
So that was then. Where does the world find you today? Where are you now?
Now I have graduated John Jay.
Woo!
So I did that.
Snap it up over there.
But as soon as I hit 18 in April, so it was like we still had that remote learning.
Well, were many of your classes online at John Jay?
No, John Jay was in person, but I was online here while I was still here.
So
during that time, I had neglected the classes here in a sense because I was like, I need to find a job. So I ended up, as soon as I hit 18, I started applying, and I ended up getting my first job at Chipotle. So that was very good because the pay there just turned 17, and it didn't match the city pay, so I was pretty excited.
Okay.
Later on, leveled up to a manager in a couple of months, and then stayed as a manager, was offered other opportunities to level up, and I just couldn't do it. I didn't want to.
Okay.
Later on, transferred to Panda Express, but jumped straight to a manager position off rip due to working as a manager in Chipotle, and worked there for a couple of months. And then in 2024, I stayed there, did what I had to do, dealt with a bit of a hiccup in my family.
We all have them.
Yeah, ended up losing my dad. So it's fine. So it was like a struggle in 2024 for me. Afterwards, I ended up applying for the police department, and instead of becoming a police officer, I became a 911 dispatcher. So then around the time my dad passed, I joined the job 2 weeks later.
Okay.
So it was pretty good of October of 2024. So I made sure I set myself up from one job to another. And now I'm still a 911 dispatcher for about a year now and some change.
So if you want to reach her, it's just 911, and you'll get it right there. Okay, so
I wish, but no.
What's some pros of the job that you really like? And also, we do have to talk a little about your college experience at John Jay.
Yes.
But we'll start with the job. What's some pros and cons of the job?
Pros, the money is very good. The overtime is there.
Okay.
The overtime is handed to you on a platter. You make a lot of connections with people there that have been there longer than you have. We also got to work one-on-one with the police officers during training, so that was also pretty cool to see them and see how they work. We met alongside other EMTs. We meet FD, the actual fire people.
So you've got a lot
of
communities.
A lot of communities in one. So it was pretty good. A lot of socializing. So from going from college, not socializing at all. I only had one friend in college. She ended up leaving, going to a different college.
You were in a CUNY, and sometimes, and you'll admit this, it's tough to make friends in a CUNY because you don't see them again. Or you want to explain what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's like, me and my friend, we met each other in class one day, and we clicked ever since. We kept going around, going out and about. Then the next semester came, we didn't have classes together anymore. She ended up switching to a whole different school, to City, and I stayed in John Jay. But because I was so work
this is
focused,
still Chipotle at this point.
Yes, at that point it was still Chipotle. I was just like, okay, I'd rather pick up more hours here than join a club or do any of that. So I failed at networking at the college, but I know how to talk. I know how to maneuver. So I went to career days in the school, even though I didn't join any clubs or anything.
Okay.
So I know who to talk to. I know what to do, how to do it when it came to finding my path in certain things and what careers I would want to pursue later on in life and what not to do. So even though I, neglected certain things and not making friends or anything, I just knew who to talk to when it came to certain events. So that helped.
You were always knowledgeable. You always knew where to go when you needed something.
Exactly.
But that was always you still here when you were here too. I felt like you were always a step ahead of, oh no, I need this for my senior year when you were a junior. Here's a random question though. If you could do it again, knowing what CUNY life is, John Jay, would you have rather gone up to Binghamton, Albany, Oneonta, and gotten the same degree?
No, I would have rather stayed in CUNY because closer to home. As much as I wanted to go out of state, I really wanted to. I wanted to go to South Carolina when I first originally started this application process. But I'm glad I stayed at John Jay because then at the end of the day, I got to speak to who I spoke to when it came to choosing the career path I wanted to.
Okay.
And then my job, a lot of officers came in. So I was able to speak to lieutenants. I was speak to captains, and I noticed badges. And I was able, and the school I went to is good for criminals. So why would I go anywhere else and when I could benefit at home? And
it makes sense.
Everything was closer to me.
Okay, is there anyone that you would like to say what's up to who is one of your class? You were a Delta. Anyone that you haven't seen in a hot minute you heard about want to say hi to anybody?
I haven't seen a few people, but everybody's on Instagram, so I see everybody. I just wish everybody is healthy and they take care of themselves. And, you know. Should
I set up some sort of legacy picnic or something, get everyone together, something like that?
You can try, but everybody's everywhere. So it's like, it's going to be hard. But as long as everybody's doing well and doing what they need to do.
So many of us have kids now, so it's tough because, damn, like.
We've lost a few lives. We've lost a few people who have died as soon as we graduated. Like, the one person who, like, hit home was Christina. So I do miss her, but hey, that's life.
Christina Cora you're talking about.
Yeah, I miss her so much. But
and I'm sure you could say someone that you lost. Yeah, Shlomo, that's another one. It's tough, and I tried to get the school to like maybe put a plaque of these kids up here, and they didn't buy it. Sometimes
it's good not to because it's like we mourn them, but it's like how we do it at our job. At one point when they told us about COVID, because I had spoken to obviously people that are older than me, they had memorials of people, but it's like you're coming to a job that you hear death all the time, or certain things happen, and then you're coming in and you're looking at people that are also passed away. It's very down, like it's not a uplifting thing.
But from my vision, they passed doing something that a lot of kids also do now. It was either them or they were in a car accident, reckless driving happens. And, you know, for them and for the kids to see that and what could happen, we have kids who are now still racing on the Bell Parkway.
Because nothing happened to them.
But if they saw that, maybe that would open their eyes?
Yes and no. Because at the end of the day, yes, they could be aware of it. But if it's not happening to them, they're going to be like, oh, that's not going to happen to me. So a lot of us think like that. It's not just them. It's also me. It might be him as well. But it's until you experience certain things or until you get traumatized from hearing certain things, that's when somebody will change.
Well, speaking of this, let's ask you a question. Now, what's a piece of advice you would give? Even though you just gave a whole bunch of stuff, what's another piece of advice you would give to the juniors, seniors that are about to graduate or about to turn seniors in high school?
Choose your friends wisely.
Ooh.
Choose your friends
cryptic.
Very wisely. Do not talk about everything and anything to everybody. Not everybody is your friend. But also network. I've networked and I know where I'm going in life and I know how I am now. I've also seen people who have not networked and they're not doing so great in life either, or they are struggling at the end of the day. But it's all about how to communicate. Try to go past that anxiety, that feeling so closed in. You have to talk. You have to get out there at the end of the day.
Okay, you heard it. She was eloquent. It sounded like she said like salt and sugar look the same, but you got to be picky with which one. So don't trust everyone. Like give them a chance to prove who they are. You also heard you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. So listen more than you speak.
Exactly.
Before you open up, this was my problem too. When I was in college, I opened up a lot because I thought people were just genuine folk and they presented themselves as that. And then they used things that I said like against me. When I was like, I told you that because we were like just drinking and chilling and talking about life and stuff. But, you know, sometimes it's better just to keep some stuff in until you find that person that really has that right.
Yeah.
fit.
And don't react. Don't react when you know things. Let it pass and then do what you need to do behind closed doors and let them look like the dummies. Because when you don't react, everyone looks like that, like you're the innocent person. I'm like, no, I know what's happening. But why am I going to give that reaction to them?
That's what they're looking for. Don't get
That's what they're looking for, and you do not feed into it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Were you nervous?
No, actually.
You were excited for this?
Yes.
You were natural at this?
Before, I would have denied doing this. Now I'm glad I'm actually, up for it.
So it helps, you think?
Yes.
Tell them why should they like, subscribe, and share. Speak some network for me.
You get to see different people come up here. So at the end of the day, you hear different experiences, and might be something that you never knew that was out there. Like for me, I didn't know 911 was even something to even consider.
And it's a good job.
And it's a very good job. It has its cons, obviously, and pros. But if I didn't see it from somebody else, like story on Instagram, I would have never knew that was a job for me to even pursue. There's other people whose careers that you might be interested in that might end up coming up here and speaking about it. It's good to listen and take the chance to hear what these people have to say, because we experience it before you do.
They're creating their legacy so that you can see it and make it yours.
Exactly.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Be good, everybody.